the I called her when Caitlin was still playing at Iowa, and she had just broken Maravich's record. And it was all over the place, as you and I have discussed that. I've known Sheryl since she was in college. I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first SBs. I've known Sheryl, I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her. There was this quote by Sheryl that said, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, however old, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate.
And this isn't just for Caitlin, but you asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player said it.
Did Sheryl Swoopes just lose her job for speaking her mind about Caitlin Clark? The Dallas Wings quietly announced their 2025 broadcast team, and one name was shockingly absent: Hall of Famer Sheryl Swoopes. This isn't just another staff change. There's a pattern forming where people who criticize Clark end up paying a serious price.
Well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be. And I don't think it should be.
And the sad part is that record would never be broke because
there'll never be another coach.
Let's break down what actually happened and why fans are going crazy over this latest WNBA drama. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. You might think this is just about basketball, but this story has way more layers than that. The drama between Sheryl Swoopes and Caitlin Clark goes deeper than just some random comments. It's about legacy, respect, and who gets to control the narrative in women's basketball. So what exactly did Swoopes say that got everyone so heated? During her assessment of Clark's rookie season, Swoopes flat out stated, "To me, that's not dominating," when discussing Clark's performance.
Happening at this point, I tried to talk to her at the Final Four. Right. She didn't want to talk to me. My life's going to be good or great with or without Sheryl Swoopes in my life. I'd rather have her in it. Well, she got upset with me on the phone, and I was like, Sheryl, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. I'm just sharing. We're talking. And so our relationship it pretty much is not.
She wasn't saying Clark was bad, just that putting up good numbers as a rookie doesn't automatically equal dominance in her book. Swoopes even threw in a comparison, saying if Clark was putting up numbers like established stars, such as Asia, then maybe we could call it dominating. But for a rookie, Swoopes wasn't ready to crown her yet. The internet exploded. Clark's supporters swarmed social media like angry hornets, absolutely destroying Swoopes online. We're talking accusations of jealousy, claims she was just trying to stay relevant, and way worse comments I can't even repeat here. The reaction was so intense, so immediate. It showed just how emotionally invested fans have become in Clark's success story. What makes this extra spicy is Nancy Lieberman's involvement. She publicly defended Clark, creating this awkward face-off between two absolute legends of the game. But here's the shocking part. Lieberman and Swoopes weren't strangers. They had history going back decades. Lieberman actually knew Swoopes since her college days and even helped her lock down a Nike deal back in 1993. They weren't just colleagues on the Dallas Wings broadcast team in 2024. They had a whole relationship that made this public disagreement super personal. Then came the quiet bombshell. Dallas Wings announced their 2025 broadcast lineup with Lieberman's name there clear as day, but Swoopes completely missing. No explanation, no farewell post, no thank you for your service, nothing, just gone. And the timing, right after her Clark comments and Lieberman's defense. Connect the dots.
But you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers. And I got off the treadmill and I called her as a friend. And I said, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody. Then this thing is over and everybody respects you for your opinion. And, you might like Boston. I might like the Yankees. It's okay to have difference of opinions.
The Wings never officially said we fired Swoopes because she criticized Clark, but let's be real. She was there in 2024, said something controversial about the league's new golden girl, and then mysteriously vanished from the 2025 roster. You don't need to be a detective to figure this one out. When a rookie sensation becomes the face of a league overnight, the rules change for everyone else. Caitlin Clark's arrival hasn't just boosted viewership numbers and ticket sales, it's created an entirely new power structure in women's basketball. Think about it. When someone brings millions of new fans and sponsorship dollars to a league that's been fighting for attention for decades, protecting that golden goose becomes priority number one. What's happening with Swoopes isn't happening in isolation. The WNBA is experiencing unprecedented growth, and Clark stands at the center of this financial windfall. TV ratings are through the roof, merchandise is flying off the shelves, and investors who never looked twice at women's basketball are suddenly writing checks. With all that money pouring in, criticism of the league's biggest star starts looking like a threat to everyone's payday. Let's connect some dots here. Nancy Lieberman publicly jumps to Clark's defense on national TV, directly challenging Swoopes' credibility. Fast forward a few months, and guess who's still on the Wings broadcast team while Swoopes is nowhere to be found? The timing here isn't just suspicious, it paints a picture of how influence works behind the scenes in the new WNBA economy. The financial stakes are absolutely massive. Networks are investing millions in WNBA coverage specifically because of the Clark effect. Teams are selling out arenas that used to be half empty. When that much money is on the line, organizations start making decisions that protect their investment. The message becoming crystal clear to everyone in women's basketball media: criticize the Golden Girl at your own professional risk. Is there a smoking gun proving the Wings fired Swoopes specifically because of her Clark comments? No official statement connects those dots directly, but when you look at the pattern, her criticism, the immediate backlash, Lieberman's defense, and then Swoopes' sudden absence from the 2025 roster, you don't need a detective to figure out what's happening. The real issue isn't even about Swoopes or Clark as individuals. It's about what happens to a sport when financial interests start dictating who gets to speak and what they're allowed to say. Can analysts provide honest commentary about players when criticizing certain stars might cost them their jobs? Can former legends share their genuine basketball expertise when their opinions might clash with the marketable narrative? So here's the real game changer in all this drama. We're witnessing a complete power shift in women's basketball right before our eyes. As the sport blows up in popularity, the dynamics between players, commentators, and the media are transforming too. Stars like Clark aren't just players anymore. They're becoming forces that can reshape careers around them. The message to analysts is pretty clear now. Watch what you say about certain players. But here's my question to you. Is this actually good for basketball? Does protecting the new faces of the league matter more than letting legends speak their minds? The sport's future might depend on finding that balance.